Hello, and thank you so much for joining us again. My name is Bo. This is the Yoga Bo channel. Thank you so much. If you like what you see today, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment. At the end of the day, we're just glad that you're here. Thank you for joining us on our journey. Keep riding that wave. We're so happy to be on your journey. Today's video is regarding modifications and variations for supine poses. Supine being laying on your back. The beautiful thing with yoga is it is an all-inclusive practice. All body types, shapes. We want to make sure that the yoga community welcomes everyone. It's a great practice for all. So with that said, what we'll be doing is supine poses on our backs. There's 7 today that we're going to focus on. They are very relevant for what they call mind-body classes, which is what we'll be doing here on this channel live here very soon. So to get started, we figured we'd go ahead and offer some modifications and variations. That way, while you're practicing at home, if there are any poses or postures that you would like to alter, by all means, this is going to be very helpful. Listen to your body. This is something that is a gentle practice for you. And if you feel any pain or discomfort, by all means, speak to a physician, observe maybe the first class, and take some time. You'll notice I've got some props with me, blocks, blanket, some pillows, and without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So thank you so much again, and namaste. We'll start in corpse pose, which is lying on your back, pretty much self-explanatory. Most mind-body classes begin and finish in corpse pose, or what they call shavasana. Not all the time, but it is kind of customary, or you'll see that a lot. So if you go to the studios, don't be surprised if you start and end a mind-body class lying down. So without further ado, here we go. My apologies. I can ramble. Definitely ask my family. So with that said, corpse pose. To get into that, you can hold the back of your legs. You can rock to your favorite side. Choose your favorite hip. Once we're here in the corpse pose, it's just as I mentioned. Supine is lying on your back. We typically have our palms facing up. It's great. That helps open up the chest and keep our shoulder blades open. However, sometimes we will find that there's some discomfort when we're laying here on our back. If that's the case, by all means, you can grab a blanket or bolster if you like. Place that under your leg, maybe a pillow under your head or neck. We'll often find with a little bit of elevation, it takes some of the pressure off of our lower back, maybe takes some pressure off of our knees, and we can find a little bit gentler posture. This is perfectly acceptable. If this is what's going to get you into that meditative state at the end of class, by all means, I hope you use the props. I will go ahead and let you know with the block, there are 3 different heights. We have A, which is the shortest. You have B, which is middle, and then you have C. My hands aren't that big. Is the tallest. So if you ever go to a studio, or if you're ever watching a video online, and they talk about block positions, A, B, and C. All right. So that was corpse pose. From there, a very common one is what they call half knee to chest, which is pretty self-explanatory. What we're doing is we're just going to bring our knee to our chest. Again, this is often done at the beginning of class to do some stretching, maybe at the end of class to relax the legs, get a little elevation. Most of the time, we're using our arms to draw the leg in, and we're letting this leg relax. Sometimes it's not as comfortable, again, being in this pose with our left leg flat, our back and neck up against the mat. So by all means, you can always use a pillow, blanket, if you like, under your head. You can keep this foot down as a nice modification. If you're feeling any discomfort in this leg, you can put a blanket or a block under it if you like. Use a strap around your foot.
again, so that way we can keep the leg nice and loose, and we'll use the arms for the work. If you like, just by putting one hand on the knee sometimes is just enough support. The next pose we'll transition into is pretty simple transition. It's knees to chest, so it's just going to be both knees to the chest. And again, I'm not sure if you can see. We can keep a pillow or blanket here if you like. You certainly don't have to, but it's there. Keep it handy if you like. Um, Typically, you'll hear people say hug your knees to your chest. By all means, that's not necessary. A lot of times it's just bringing your hands to your knees and bringing those in. We can let the knees fall wide if that's more comfortable. It almost comes close to what they call a happy baby, which is a great inversion as well. But yeah, if this is a knees to chest feels good, by all means, that's what we should be doing. All right, the next posture we're going to work on is a bridge. Oftentimes, you'll see this posture at the end of the practice. It's kind of like a wind down, um, and it's just as it sounds. You will walk your feet to your hips. Your hands can be beside you, palm down, and on an inhale, you'll push with your feet. And when pushing with your feet, it will lift your glutes and your pelvic triangle up. As you can see, there should always be space and there should not be any tension in the neck. There should be space between the mat and the neck. Once again, this could be a good time to bring in a pillow if you like for comfort. And also, it's a great time to bring in, say, a block. A lot of times you can put it here at the B setting. You can put it down at the A height, the lowest height. You can use a blanket. Whatever, again, helps you with that bridge pose. We will then move to a half shoulder stand, which is an inversion often used at the end of class as well, typically after bridge. It's one follows the other, usually bridge, and then the inversion most of the time is a half shoulder stand. I'll show you a half shoulder stand, and then we'll look at the modifications. So for that, the half shoulder stand, typically, you'll rock your knees over your eyesight, and then kind of rock your hips up, and then catch the meat of your glutes in your hands. So this is what most people call a half shoulder stand. Your elbows are in, you're nice and loose in the legs. You're not, the neck is no stress, no strain. But again, that is very difficult at times. So there are different ways you can modify it. You can put a blanket pillow under the head if you like, neck to support the neck. I would say the best thing to do when you're first starting out, or if you have any concerns, use your wall. You could always use the wall. Everything, as long as it's safe, is a prop. In this case, find a very safe and sturdy wall. And what I'll do, sorry to put my back to you, but I'll turn around. To put your feet up a wall, I usually sit very close to it. You'll see kind of side, right to my side. And then as I turn, I'll just put my feet up. You can be as close or as far as you like. At the end of the day, this is a great inversion. All we're trying to do is get the blood from our feet back down to our heart space. And so we can bend our legs. You can put the feet up against the wall. If you like, you can also incorporate a block under your hips to relieve some of that stress and strain on your back. You can then, if you want, you can take it a step further. You can add a pillow. You can do whatever you like. Again, as long as it's safe and your body is comfortable with it, this is perfectly acceptable and often encouraged. We'll just slowly deconstruct this pose, and to come out, I just kind of just gently fall to the side and press up with my top hand. While you're practicing, maybe you can practice coming in and out of those postures as well. So there are two more. We'll try to hit them pretty quickly. It's a supine twist. Again, these are all supine positions or positions on the back. And with this, with a twist, we're going to bring one of the knees to the center, put the palm of our foot to the center of on the mat. We'll take our opposite hand on the knee and guide it over. Oftentimes, our knees and our arms kind of hover. This can be a little uncomfortable. Not a problem. We can take a block, blanket, whatever we need, put that under this knee. We can use a pillow if we like under the shoulder. We can put pillows under the head, whatever's going to feel good. So we can then take our knee, bring that over. Now it's resting on this block. I can change the height to C, the tallest if I like, as long as my hips are stacked. My left hip, or in this case, right hip, is sitting over my left. And then when I twist, now I've got something for my arm and shoulder to rest on, not putting any strain there. It actually feels kind of comfortable. And the final pose that you'll see in a mind body class while laying on your back, for the most part, is a fish pose. This is what I would consider a more advanced posture for a mind body class, but it is a wonderful heart opener. Here we are in the month of February. So with Valentine's Day around the corner, let's open that heart chakra. With the fish pose, our legs are at the end of the mat. Our hands oftentimes are underneath our glutes or tailbone. And what we'll do is we can make a shoulder, little ledge with our shoulders, and we're opening up this heart space and opening up this cavity. Again, this is not always. This can put a lot of stress on your neck. It's not very comfortable oftentimes on the shoulder blades. If you've been working a lot by a computer, hunched over, it's going to take some time to open that up. So don't be too aggressive. Be super gentle. The best thing I've found, use a block. But by all means, try it with pillows, blankets, bolsters, whatever you like. But if I take a block and lay it down, sometimes it takes a little practice to get in the right spot and the right height. In this case, let's go ahead and jump it down to A. We can use a block. And here, now, my hands can be here under my glutes. My head is just very gently resting on the mat. If I like, I can always bring a pillow. The goal, though, is you want that chest to be open and up, the shoulder blades to be open as well. Hands can be at side body. They can be out. And it takes a pose that oftentimes is very uncomfortable, and it makes it comfortable. And at the end of the day, the struggle is not what we're looking for in yoga. It's the extension. It's the expression. In this case, we are opening up that chest cavity by letting these shoulder blades just gently fall to the side. And when we take those deep inhales, we can feel that chest open up completely, the rib cage. We can open up our belly, and it is great for all of our organs and chest cavity. So thank you so much for joining me. Went a little bit longer than I expected. I hope that's not a common theme. I know we all have busy lives and things to do, uh, but I really appreciate you taking this time for yourself. I really appreciate you being on the mat, starting this journey or continuing your journey. I do believe it's extremely important for all of us, and will definitely include improved quality of life. Um, so without further ado, I'm going to take one big inhale with a tall crown, reaching my arms up. On the exhale, I'll put my hands at my heart center. The light in me adores and loves the light in you. Thank you so much. This was 1 out of 4 videos as far as variations and modifications that I'll be posting. Um, Thank you so much. Continue the journey, ride that wave. I love you all. Namaste.